Okay, folks, today is the 11th of September, 2022. If you're watching this video today, take a moment to remember the tragedy that happened on this day 21 years ago. Think about what you were doing. I was still active duty in the Navy at that time, and I was on board Naval Station Norfolk on that day. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Anyway, moving forward, this is my 1993 Chevrolet Lumina Z34 project that I have had going on now for about 14 months. I have been working on this car sporadically over that time period. It was mechanically complete quite a while ago now, but I kind of lost my steam with it when I got to the point where I was going to have to wire it up. I always dread that part of the project. It's been pretty difficult for this particular swap because the car is so old, and the L67 that I put in it came from a 2000 model Pontiac Grand Prix, which was OBD2, and so the underhood wiring scheme was completely different. It was not plug and play. I have had to manually sort through the wiring harness and interface it with the car to make it work. Still a long way from being finished. As you can see, this wiring that's hanging over the hood here is just stuff that will eventually interface with the dashboard. At least some of it will. Probably half of that will be eliminated, and quite a bit of the fuse block from the Pontiac will just be vacant and unused. I'm only going to be using about a third of it. Anyway, I've got it sorted out where it's ready to start for the first time. I think the last time I had this engine running was in June of 21 when it was still in the donor car before I removed it and overhauled it. It was completely overhauled from the bottom to the top, including the supercharger, all new parts. The 4T65 HD was also overhauled, and I changed the final drive from 293 to 369, which is what the Z34 would have had originally. It'll be interesting to see how it drives with this torquey engine in that lower gear. I may not like it, so we'll see. But anyway, about to have the moment of truth here. Like I said, this is going to be a hot wire situation. Here's my main ignition wire. Let me hook my key up to it, which is a little jumper cable with some alligator clips. Let's see if it comes alive here without. Let me see. I gotta fix this so I don't have a short or get the wiring into the belt drive. Okay, the fuel pump ran. And then here's my starter switch. This is the first start attempt. I'm sure I've still got air in the fuel manifold. It sounds like it's trying to start. I may have it cross-wired. Let me investigate. Let's try this again. I had this thing cross-wired like a motherfucker. So here we go. Well, it started. Well, this is the steering column out of the donor car. And this is why it won't run. At least I did save this bullshit. I need to decide now if I just want to go ahead and send off the PCM and have the vats disabled, or if I want to try to hotwire this bullshit in the circuit and make it run that way. I'll think about it. Well, back to the drawing board. Well, so much for running the Lumina today. I knew there was a possibility that the PCM had vats enabled on it, but to be honest with you, I forgot about it. But as soon as it did what it did when I started it here, the light bulb came on in my head, and I thought, oh, well, I saved the steering column out of that car, and I can get the pass key and get that wired in and make it work. But I didn't realize that the vats module was another device that was needed in the loop to make it work, and that went to the crusher with the donor car's carcass. So that'll be the end of this project for today. I guess I'll have to send the PCM off somewhere and have the vats programming disabled in the program. But I probably needed to do that anyway, because I want to disable the downstream O2 sensor and the ABS and traction control. All of that stuff has been eliminated from the harness, because the Lumina has a standalone ABS system on it. It's the earliest style that GM used, so it doesn't interface with the engine harness at all. So I eliminated all that stuff, and want to get all that stuff disabled. But anyway, I'll make another video here in a few weeks when I get this thing running. Thanks for watching.